Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the news at 10 on Channels Television, broadcasting live from Lagos. A reminder of our top stories. Bring back our girls campaigners lament condition of displaced residents of Damboa and notice given by terrorists to Gambaru residents to leave their community. President Jonathan challenges Nigerians to demonstrate the spirit of Ramadan in their commitment to the peace and unity of the country. Medical doctors in the diaspora suggest ways to resolve the lingering crisis by their colleagues in Nigeria. And Israel agrees to extend ceasefire by 4 hours as Gaza residents continue to recover more bodies and gather supplies. All our top stories can be found on our website, ChannelsTV.com, and on youtube.com/channelsweb. To visit m.channelstv.com to view us live on your mobile device. You can also download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS and Windows phones from their respective stores. And we also urge you to please interact with the Channels Eyewitness feature on our Android, iOS and Windows 8 platforms. If you have pictures or videos to share with us, tap the application on your device, swipe to reveal the Eyewitness menu, and follow the instructions. Some widows and orphans of slain police officers have been given cash gifts and equipment worth millions of naira to assist them be self-reliant and wealth creators. During the distribution of these items held at Police Officers' Mess Umahia, the Commissioner of Police in Abia State, Adamu Ibrahim, said the effort is aimed at cushioning the effect the loss of a breadwinner could cause.
The empowerment program is put together by the Police Officers' Wife Association, POA. Items to be given out include sewing machines, grinding mills, hairdressing equipment, and cash gifts, among others, all free of charge. One after the other, beneficiaries are called out to receive their packages from the wife of the Commissioner of Police, Hadiza Adamu. The beneficiaries say they are appreciative of the gesture.
I'm grateful that I didn't die when my husband died. I'm grateful that police remember my husband. That police did not leave my husband alone. So I'm grateful to God.
I feel very happy. Widows feel very happy because since we lost our husband, we have not seen something like this. I'm very happy. I am very happy. At least this one will help me and my family.
It is a way of encouraging the widows of the deceased police officers and assuring them that all hope is not lost.
We feel there is a need for us to take care of the less privileged within the force, and the weakest are the people whose breadwinners have gone. And that's why we felt it was the force generally, all over the country, felt there should be empowerment programs to our widows and the orphans.
While this is commendable, it serves as a reminder that government must take the welfare of women, especially widows, as priority.
An appeal court sitting in Enugu today dismissed the motion brought before it by the candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Senator Chris Ngige, over the November the 16th governorship election in Anambra State. The court also upheld the election of the candidate of the All Progressives Grand Alliance in the election, Mr. Willie Obiano. Senator Ngige had approached the court to overturn the verdict of the Anambra State Governorship Petition Tribunal that had earlier upheld the election of Governor Obiano. Delivering the judgment, the presiding judge, Mohammed Garba, said the appeal lacked merit and awarded 50,000 naira cost against the appellant. The appeal, filed by the People's Democratic Party candidate, Tony Wonye, against the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, and Governor Obiano also met the same fate. Now, the main things that strike you about albinos are the lack of color on their skin and the movement of their eyes. Albinism is caused by a congenital insufficiency or lack of tyrosinase, a copper-containing enzyme involved in the manufacture of melanin, which is responsible for pigmentation. For our focus on health tonight, our correspondent Mary Alale Yusuf looks at the fallout of this condition.
These people squint in mild sunlight and burn easily. Some are in and out of the hospital often. Welcome to the world of albinos, a group of people who often feel misunderstood. Tolani Ojuri, a real estate broker, has had to fight for his place, but says he's better for it.
The misconceptions, number one, albinos can't see. Number two, albinos can't have normal children. My parents sent me to a proper driving school before I started driving.
An ophthalmologist with General Hospital Ekpe, Dr. Uzoma Okeke, explains some of their challenges.
They're easily dazzled by bright lights, so that is known as photophobia. They have different refractive errors. They also have low vision. This arises from poor development of the fovea at the macula. The macula is the sensitive part of the retina with which we do most of our near work. They also have shaky eyes in the normal parlance, which we call nystagmus.
Mrs. Fijabi, an accountant, says she had a normal childhood.
I mix very well in school. Even in my class, I happen to be the only albino. They don't stigmatize me. They don't even say, oh, because she's short-sighted or whatever, come and sit with her. I decide where to sit. When they begin to make special legislation, it's like as if they are having pity on you. They are seeing you as someone of an inferior quality. And that if they don't put that special legislation in place, you won't be able to get to where you're supposed to get to.
A dermatologist with the Lagos State Teaching Hospital, Dr. Fumi Ajose, tells us about the skin concerns albinos have and the challenges of treating them.
The absence of melanin then makes the albino more prone to developing skin cancers than the average person. We try to encourage them to use chemical sunscreens. Those are, moisturizers that also incorporate sunscreens. But they are very expensive. The treatment of malaria includes some sulfonamides. The treatment of infections includes some antibiotics that are sun-sensitizing. But can they not treat malaria? You have to treat malaria, you have to treat infections. But not every doctor who is treating them know that they should warn them that during the period you are taking a sulfonamide or you are taking an antibiotic that could sun-sensitize, you should not go into the sun.
She says that even they need to understand some things about themselves and make informed decisions rather than those based on superstition.
If you see a young albino lady, their skin is beautiful. They are beautiful, especially those ones that we call type 1, who are incapable of forming any pigment at all. Unfortunately, this particular group of albinos are those that are more prone to developing skin cancers. But whilst their skin is still flawless, they do not accept sun protection because they do not see why they should cover up such beautiful skin. Unfortunately, within a few years, by the time they're 25, 26, the cancer comes, and it's usually very, very savage, very, very drastic.
First and foremost, you try to improve or correct what we call the refractive errors that albinos have, using prescription glasses or contact lenses. Then secondly, we also try to reduce the amount of nystagmus.
Experts say albinism occurs in all races, and though sparse, data in Nigeria suggests that 1 in 15,000 Nigerians is an albino. 1 in 70 people is a carrier of the recessive gene. Albinos may have challenges with their sight, skin, and even their health. But when it comes to achieving goals and being successful in life, they appear to be just like everyone else. The sensible thing to do then would be to attend to their health and take their place in society. Mary Alale Yusuf, Channels Television News.
Patients must remain at the center of every decision taken by all healthcare professionals. This is a consensus by doctors practicing medicine outside the country. At the 2014 meeting of Nigerian physicians in the Americas, these medical professionals bear their minds on the present strike in Nigeria's health sector. Our correspondent, Yomi Otaigbe, reports.
It's almost a month since medical doctors in public hospitals in Nigeria have been on an indefinite strike over issues concerning allowances, leadership, and the development of the health sector. The doctors, among other demands, declared that the title consultant in a hospital setting describes the relationship between the specialist medical doctor and his patient, and it will be a source of confusion to the patient if the title is applied to any other health worker. At the meeting of Nigerian physicians in the Americas, doctors in the diaspora expressed their thoughts on the issue.
We need to go back to why we are physicians. I think in the first place is about patients. So anything that will compromise patient care that is not really directly related to maybe challenges in taking care of patients should, in my opinion, not result in a strike. There are other avenues of mediation for things that relate to, designations of consultants and things like that.
In the United Kingdom, for example, where it doesn't matter whether the Minister of Health or the Health Secretary, as it's called, is a doctor or not, they have a very good established system of controlling the healthcare service. The National Health Service is very deeply rooted with appropriate measures and rules, clearly defined rules and responsibilities. In Nigeria, it's a totally different ballgame. And it is important we don't jump to conclusions about who should be what or not. But by and large, I believe the way forward is to make patient care the centerpiece of any healthcare service we have in Nigeria. And that should determine who leads the health team.
While the Nigerian Medical Association believes this is a worthy course to prevent chaos and anarchy in the health sector, their colleagues from within and outside Nigeria think caring for the patient should remain the focus.
If you ask me, as a doctor, as a pediatrician, I believe that there isn't any problem that cannot be solved if people are prepared to lower their ego. The main problem with what is happening in the healthcare is bloated ego.
There's no history that doctors go on strike in this country, but there are ways to say, we stop, taking care of non-emergency patients. That's why in 1975 there was the example that they walk out for 2 days. They only take care of emergency cases, but they don't go on strike. We are not allowed.
I think the Nigerian healthcare system is still evolving. It might be necessary for the doctors, if they cannot get the government to at least discuss some of their terms, to give some kind of a work stop action. But my feeling is that they shouldn't prolong it, because the people who are really suffering are not the people in government. It's the ordinary, the common people of Nigeria, and they cannot allow that to go on for so long.
For now, public hospitals in Nigeria are almost empty, and many are looking in the direction of both the federal government and the doctors for a quick resolution of this crisis that is gradually turning the hope of health service-seeking Nigerians to despair.
Yomi Otaigbe reporting for Channels Television News.
Still ahead on the news at 10, the Central Bank of Nigeria calls for timely resolution of consumers' complaints against financial service providers in the country. That's on Business News. Please join